Hello everybody and welcome to a new series. This is going to be a new series that it's going to be complementary to the Euría Industries series. I'm not planning to abandon that Euría Industries, but I have realized that the park is really big and it's a really ambitious project that takes quite a while to work on. So I wanted to also create some more content for you guys, but also try to make some other parks that are a little bit more small, if you will. So this is my attempt at that. And yeah, so in this series I'm going to be trying to create a park, and basically the park, my starter intention for this is to create a park within this confined space. I just spread a bunch of like forest trees and stuff because I wanted to base this park on a forest, and that is what we're going to do. So I built this off camera before this. It's got a couple entrances for people to go through, and this is a parking lot, of course, as you guys can see. I think it's a pretty good parking lot, honestly. All of it is basically walkable pathing, but yeah, and here is the entrance. This is going to be a little bit of a different type of videos that I'm going to create. I think the overall goal for me is just to build, maybe off camera, maybe on camera. I don't know how I will do it, but my intention with this is to focus more on my explanation and life explanation once things are built. So anyways, if you want to get this base scenario or base parking lot, empty parking lot, you can. It is available on the workshop. I would leave the share code down below, and without further ado, we're gonna start building in here. So let's go. Welcome back. So I did quite a lot of things. The first thing that you will notice is that I got rid of most of the asphalt over here. So now this has become invisible pathing, which I love. I love the invisible pathing in Planet Coaster. It's just so amazing, so useful for this kind of stuff. This is completely custom painted, and I wanted to give it a little bit more of a rural kind of look. So yeah, that's what you're seeing over here. I kept all the bus entrances, so people are gonna come in through these places. These trees I have deleted the actual like pathing over there, so we're fine with that. And then there's more people that are gonna come this way. I had some plans to incorporate a couple, like maybe some tour bus or something around here to give it like a little bit of movement around, but I'll see. We'll see if that gets done. But yeah, and then I added this whole entrance. So I built this entrance, Lirebird forest. There you see it. It's going to be a pretty simple park, so I wanted to give it like a low budget kind of entrance. There's like the gates and stuff, and here you can see the ticket booth kind of, or fast pass booth. You can see that there's quite a few windows over there and some cattle pens over here so that people can go through. I haven't built much over here. I'm planning to add some more trees and stuff over here, maybe some passing for staff, and then around here I need to close this off. I created like a bit of a, I don't know, kind of, yeah, a wall around here so that it is looking like it's enclosed, and I wanted to enclose it a little bit on a different way. I didn't want to enclose it pretty much. Obviously this is the coaster, we're gonna get to it in a second. I added this foliage thing over here that I think it looked pretty good, but I still feel like this part is completely empty. I added this small building as a proof of concept, and I think it works pretty nice around here, so I might do that, but I don't want to add too much so that the coaster view gets completely, you know, covered. I didn't want to do that. I planned for this to be a lake at the beginning, but terraforming around this part, it was a little bit complicated. I had to make this whole wall much more thick, and I don't know, I didn't feel like it was the right thing to do, so I just didn't do it. I might change my mind and do some other experiments over there, but the first iteration of this try was not successful. Anyways, I built also this coaster. It looks like a really, I don't know, big, like expensive coaster. This is a Vekoma lift coaster, such as the one in Legendia, such as Lek coaster. I based myself on that actually. I wanted to make it like a small layout apt for a low budget park like this one. This is going to be like a low budget park, but not low budget, that so low budget that it's kind of like messy. You know, I still wanted it to be well themed and stuff, and at the beginning it was going to be kind of Spanish themed, but I don't know which theme I'm gonna Spanish located, but I don't know which place this is going to be located at. It is, my intention is to make this kind of like a natural park and stuff, and for the moment it looks pretty good. So this is the ride. It doesn't have a name still. I guess I'll choose a name. The colors I think are definitive, I would say. I think it looks pretty good. Let me go into like peasant view, and yeah, so it's not the most steepest ride. It does have a couple inversions, and I wanted to make this like the standout coaster of the park. So yeah, this is going to be the standout coaster of the whole park. It looks pretty good. As I said, it's a really small coaster. It has one entrance and one exit platform, which I don't know if it's going to be the most realistic for a low budget park like this, but let's just say that. So in my mind, this is kind of like the they started low budget, and but they still wanted to invest a little bit on the main coaster that they were gonna have. So this is where this came from, and it is a really good coaster, honestly. I would say I think this is like kind of less than 100 feet tall, 30 meters tall, and then the drop is a little bit bigger. I love how this drop turned out to be. I feel like it is pretty, I don't know, I don't know if the shaping is something that Vekoma would do, but I do find it pretty interesting and pretty realistic. I don't know. Yeah, it is pretty nice. I have based myself on the elements again. Lek coaster has one of these big corkscrew. It doesn't go as low as in this one. In this one crawls a little bit so that it gives a little bit of hang time, because there's going to be another kind of corkscrew over here that is also going to give some hang time. It's not going to be the most intense. There's also a little bit of an S-bend over here that gives crazy airtime as well as crazy laterals. It is really fun. This is the most forceful curve in the whole area. I made this coaster before I made the whole, you know, barricade, if you will. So, but I still wanted to make it tight and make it like seeable. And then there's this ejector airtime hill. It pulls quite good forces. A turn into a 0G roll over here, kind of 0G roll, kind of corkscrew. And then we got an overbanked turn over here to make sure that we are clearing the lift hill and straight into the end with a little bit of a curve and some brakes, and then unload station. In terms of the queue, this is the queue. I'm planning to make it an invisible queue. This is the, I don't know how you call it now, the associate path, let's say. And yeah, my intention was for this coaster mainly to be on the outside of the park, so that it is like a attention grabber, and I think I did a pretty good job. It is not supported, custom supported yet, as of yet. These ones are the default supports that I had. They're pretty nice. They're fine for this side, but I did want to do some custom supporting over here so that it looks a little bit, I don't know, cooler maybe. So yeah, I didn't tell you guys about the top spin that we have over here. So here we have an overpower ride that has top spin. The entrance is going to be here. I might extend it a little bit, but my intention is to make this kind of like the whole thing, and so people can go up until this point over here, so like that. And yeah, I didn't plan anything for this particular ride, but I will. And then I didn't plan anything for this, but I also want to plan something. I don't know what I will do, but I will be doing something. Anyways, so that was it. Let's just go to the second update, I guess, and see what I can come up with. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to custom support it, the coaster a little bit, and then add some pathing around here to figure out the pathing, and that'll be pretty much what I'll do on this second update. And some custom supporting and a little bit of pathing after. Here is how it looks like. I changed the colors of the coaster as well. I thought that the yellow that it had at the beginning was a little bit too much, so I toned it down and made it a little bit more orange, and I think this looks pretty good, honestly. I love the spines color, like it reminds me of Siren's Curse, which has recently opened, and it is really great to see. Now, while I did this, the update number 6 followed and opened, and here it is, the proof of that. This is the camera, the red camera, which I'm going to need to add a bit of a support over here now that I realize, because it doesn't have any. But yeah, it's pretty fun, it's pretty cool, the fact that we have a right camera now. And I added a new ride over here, just a scissor, which doesn't have a name. The name of the coaster actually is going to be Patrol. I feel like with this kind of theme and stuff, this could be like a patrol guard or something kind of themed like that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, then I added this coaster and I added the queue to the Overpower ride, which doesn't have a name yet. My plan is to make these invisible paths so that we have an easier time fixing everything and creating custom fences and all that. I created also some pathing. This is an invisible pathing that I just painted with gravel and a little bit of, you know, a little bit of grass and stuff to break up a little bit of the pattern. Same thing here, you guys see, it looks pretty good. And I finally decided that I'm gonna run this coaster with 2 trains at once. I think 1 train wouldn't be that much, and I think 2 trains is fairly good, a fairly good amount of trains for this park, which is, once again, supposed to be a small park. But yeah, I still find this area to be a little bit bare bones. I might add another building like this one somewhere else over here, or some more planters. That would be nice as well. But yeah, I need to add some foliage around here, which is now with the scenery brush tool. It is a really easy thing to do, but yeah, and I need to theme a little bit of this and add some placeholder buildings around the place and stuff, because this just feels so bare bones at the moment. So yeah, I guess in this next part, I guess I will be decorating a little bit more of the coaster, and I think I want to make the coaster ready for it to be like opened and stuff. I want to theme. I don't want to add any more coasters today. My plan is to add 3 coasters over here. This would be like the extreme coaster. I want to add a family coaster maybe around here, and then a kiddie coaster in the middle. Maybe another coaster would be nice as well, but we'll see about that. I don't know how that would fit in the whole park, but yeah, for the moment this is everything. So let's just go and see what I can pull off next. Okay, so after a little bit of working, this is what I came up with. This is obviously not themed as of yet, but the whole queue line of the coaster and stuff is mostly themed. So yeah, here's the patrol entrance kind of logo and all that. Before you ask, yes, this is AI, but it's okay. And then the entrance and the priority entrance signs are over there, and then we come this way through invisible pathing, which has gravel on it. I think that a low budget part like this one wouldn't mind as much on that kind of stuff, and to a fenced area with some shading. And I do think that they would do shading like this. A lot of parks do shading like this, strategic shading that is not a full like roof over here. I don't know why they do it, but they do that thing. So yeah, and then the main station over here with a normal roof, typical roof that they use, and then the exit platform over here. This is going to be a continuous platform and stuff. Here's the station. I changed the switch tracks because I realized that I didn't have enough space over here to make this whole track to move to the other side, so I just made it into a rotating switch track. This would be the rotating part, and it would attach over here and it would connect to send the train backwards if we wanted to get rid of one of the trains operating. The exit is right over here. These are photo kiosks, and then I made a gift shop over here, a modular gift shop, and it looks pretty amazing, honestly. Also, this is going to be a, stuff area. As you guys can see, this is going to be a stuff break room, a mechanic workshop, and then the staff will be able to access this right through this area so that it doesn't break. And I didn't do too much, like that's everything I did. I added some plants and some foliage around. I added the support for the camera, as you guys can see, and yeah, a little bit more foliage over here, and I copied this building over here over to this side. I added a couple lights, and then I added this building over here to make this area feel a little bit more full. And yeah, that's about it. And I think I'm gonna leave it over there for today's episode. I think I did quite a lot of stuff on this episode, like the whole parking was done, the whole entrance area, and then this coaster custom supporting theme in it, and then adding the station. So I think we're good for now, so I'm gonna leave it over here, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Again, this is going to be like a mini-series. I am going to be doing this mini-series along with the Euría Industries, park. At the same time, this is going to be more of a low budget, just focused on the theme park creation of itself. So yeah, next episode might be one of this, or it might be one of the Euría Industries park episode. Whatever, I don't know. I'll see what I do. But for the moment, if you guys liked this video, you can give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Remember, it's free and you can always change your mind later. And comment down below what you want to see next from me. Maybe you want to see more casual park videos like this one, or more like isolate coaster building videos, or I don't know. So yeah, just let me know whatever you want to see, and I'll see you guys on the next episode or the next video. Thank you for watching. See you guys.